Hi all. So in this session, I'm going to explain you what is multi-threading. Also, I will explain you why we need multi-threading. Before explaining this multi-threading, I would like to explain you what is this multitasking and multiprocessing. Many of you will be confused, and this is a very important session. I will explain you why we need this multi-threading. So before that, let's understand one by one. Okay, what is multitasking? Multitasking means multiple tasks in a single time. If it will perform, then that is called multitasking. So you think about in your laptop or in your mobile, multiple application at a time it is running, right? So in a single CPU, if multiple, suppose it's a VLC player, Excel sheet, and we are browsing something, and we are running simultaneously multiple applications, right, in your laptop or in your mobile, right? And it is running based means on a operating system, right? So that is called multitasking. The name is like multiple task at a time performing, so that we are getting some performance wise we are getting some benefit. That's what it is, multiple task at a time. If it will run, then that is called multitasking. It is simple. And we are having two types of multitasking. One is process based multitasking, another is thread based multitasking. So this process based multitasking is multiple processes. If it will run at once, that is called process based multitasking. Thread based multitasking means multiple thread will run at a time. I will explain you. Okay. Before that, you see what is this multiprocessing? Multiprocessing means the name implies that multiple processor at a time if it is running to give more performance, then that is called multiprocessing. You see here multiple CPU 1, CPU 2, CPU 3, multiple processor is running at once, so that is called multiprocessing. And this multiprocessing will not, we are not going to do anything here. This is a hardware based thing, so it is suitable for OS level or system level. Okay. So then you see multi-threading means multiple thread. If it is running at once, then that is called multi-threading. For example, so this is a single task or single application. Okay. So you talk about your Facebook, it is a app. So in that Facebook, if you open, you are able to do multiple things at a time, right? You are running a video, at the same time you are posting something, you are responding a comment. So you are browsing, all these things you can do. You take example of Facebook, WhatsApp, or Instagram, anything you are using, right? So each application in that, if you are doing multiple task, thread means smallest task. Okay. So if multiple task performing in a single time, so that is called multi-threading. Task means it's a very small task, we can say. But process, if we talk, I can say process is bigger than task. I will explain you later. Okay, what is the difference between process and thread? Just concentrate. What is this thread? Thread means multiple task. If it will run at once, that is called multi-threading. Okay. So you take example of, I've given that example of any applications nowadays. So you are developing a gaming application or animations. So lot of software you are using, that is called multi-threading applications. Okay. So that's what multi-threading is very important concept. For example, I will give you something. Okay. Say we are having our VLC player is running. Let's say our VLC player is running. Okay. Inside that VLC player, what is the things happening? One video is running, right? One video is running, and simultaneously audio also running. So we'll call video method, audio method, and some timer also running. If you'll run any VLC player means any video if will run, and lot of things is happening, right? Let's see. So Actually in that VLC player, okay, lot of sub task or sub processes is running, right, simultaneously. So here each subtask is called a thread. So if they run at once at a time in this VLC player, then it is called as multi-threading. Okay, let's say I will show you this example. In this example I will explain why we need thread. Okay, let's understand that. Okay, so this is very important actually. Okay, you see in this class, let me increase the front. Okay, so in this class we are having, okay, in this class we are having, let's say this VLC player is a class. Okay, and I in this VLC player I wanted to do multiple operations like playing a video, playing audio, and simultaneously playing timer, multiple operations, and each operation is a method, and each operation belongs to a separate class. For example, because why I have taken that, in a class video also having some other, this video class also having some other methods, audio also some other, times also, like that. So for example, these three activity very simple, I have taken three activities we need to call at once here. So this is the VLC player class, so at once we need to call these three activities, right? So how to call this play video method? It's a method of video class, so we need to create an object. So how to call this method? Like the likewise we need to create another object. So like this we need to create object. I created three object: video, audio, and timer, and I call that correspond methods. So if you run this program, what is happening? You see, we call sequentially, so sequentially only will run as many number of times you will run, same times it is calling sequentially. It is not we want they will call parallelly, they will call simultaneously, right? But it will not happen because we are calling it a simple method. So instead of calling in a simple method, serially if you will call, whenever you will call, right, it will call in a serial or sequentially, because we call that way. But we want it will run parallelly, so for that we need to make all this method as thread, because I wanted to run simultaneously. So how to make it thread? We are having two ways. One is extending thread, or by implementing runnable. Okay, so I will say extends thread class, and if you are extending thread, there is a run method you need to override. Okay, so I will explain you in detail in my upcoming videos. Okay, so just I'm saying we need a thread, this class as a thread, because I wanted to run simultaneously here all the methods. So like this I want this class also will be extend as a, will behave like a thread. So I'm extending from thread and I'm implementing this run method, overriding this run method. Okay, so now I created three class by extending this thread. So now we need to call it. So how to call it? If we'll call this run method, so we cannot call directly this run method. Okay, if we'll call this run method, the same thing will happen, nothing will happen. Sequentially we are calling, sequentially it will run. Okay, so here let me overwrite. So what we need to call? We need to call the start method, and start method internally will run the run method. So we created this thread. So for that we need to create three thread class object. Thread t1 equal to new thread, and here we need to pass one object. So we need to create a thread class object like this. Okay, so actually this thread is born actually. So like this t1 we need to create another thread called t2, and here we'll pass this audio, and here we'll pass this timer. Let's say this is t3. Now I will call t1 dot, I will not call run method, I will call the start method, and start method internally will call this run method. I will call the start method, and the start method internally will call this run method. So t1 dot start, t2 dot start, t3 dot start. Like this we need to call. So what I did, instead of normal class, I created I extends that thread class, so it will be behave like thread, and I overridden that run method. To call that run method, I call that start method. Start method internally will call that run method. So I created three thread, and each thread I'm corresponding start method I'm calling, so that it will run that corresponding run method. Okay, let's run this program. Okay, you see this time as many number of time I will call, there is a chances of, you see, first video, timer, audio, then this sequence will be changed. You see now timer, audio, video. So they are calling sequentially. This is only three threads I am calling. So you may not observe. You see, first audio calling, then video, then timer. If you randomly, you see, then timer, audio, video. It is mixing actually. So why we need this multi-threading? You know, our motto. This is the application. For example, so in this application, I wanted to call multiple functionalities at once. Means parallelly it will run. So for that only I have created each class as a thread. Okay, and I call each class method or each functionalities by using this thread. So why we need this thread, and what is this multitasking and multiprocessing, multithreading? So in multithreading only will work multitasking and multiprocessing. So multi-threading is the part of multitasking. So multitasking is two types. One is process based, another is thread based. Okay. So thread based multitasking only will work in our applications. Process based multitasking and this multiprocessing in system level, we are not doing anything. Multiprocessing means multiple processor at once it is running. So that is in system level, OS level things. We are not doing anything. So in upcoming videos, I will explain you what is the difference between this process and thread. Also, I will explain you the life cycle of the thread. Okay. In that, I will explain what is the start method, how it is working with the run methods and all. Thank you for watching this video. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel, and please comment if you are getting something, so that you will get some more video and I will be motivated to create more videos on this. Okay. Thank you so much.